Today, I want to have a presentation about 5 suggestions for high school teachers. High school is one of most important periods during one's education career. However, there are a lot of problems among high school education. Therefore, actions must be done to fix those problems in order to improve quality of high school education. I decided to have interview with some friends from my high school who are from different classes with different teachers. Based on their experiences, I will list the 5 suggestions for high school teachers in order to achieve freedom education. The first student is Hong Chen. He told me that I admitted that I was not good at some subjects like English. However, I love creativity. I designed a lot of small objects like darts. Those darts were fully created and designed by myself. However, teacher confiscated them when she found them. Besides, she criticized me that I should pay more attention to studying rather than playing. From my perspective, I'm not playing when I design them and create them. I love creativity. I hope that teachers can understand students more. Based on Hong Chen's experience, we want to suggest the teachers to understand students' interests and what they want. Every student is independent. They have their own interests, dreams, and persuasion. Teachers should understand it. Therefore, they should not utilize equal standards to treat every student. They cannot ask every student to be good at studying, because the fact is that not everyone is good at studying. Some people are good at drawing, some people are good at singing, and some individuals may be good at creating. Like my friend Hong Chen, he was good at designing and creating. This is his interest. This is what he may want to do in the future. Teachers should respect his ideas and persuasions rather than rejecting it. No one can deny that study and scores are important. However, well-rounded development is also significant. If students are not allowed to do what they want, this is definitely not freedom education. Student 2, Roger. He told me that I was so depressed when the big test was coming. At that time, I had no passion on doing practice exams and listening to content of classes. I didn't want anyone to push me and remind me that the test is so important. I know it. I hope that someone can take care of me. I mean, not study or scores. Based on Roger's experience, we suggest teachers pay more attention to students' mental health. As we all know, mental health is really important to every individual. Currently, the rate of suicide increased continually. We should take care of students' mental health, especially high school students, because they encounter higher pressure than other students. They will suffer a lot of issues from daily life, friends, studying, or even family. They will feel peer pressure in classroom. They will feel pressure from teachers. They will also feel pressure from parents' expectation. If students cannot handle those pressure and stress very well, their mental health will be influenced. Unhealthy mental health is like a knife. It will have a negative impact on students' daily life and study. Therefore, high school teachers should take care of students' mental health. Health is one's priority. Without health, everything you got is nonsense. Besides, teachers should carry out some activities to let students express things inside their heart. They should express those things from bottom of heart in order to keep good mental health. More importantly, helping students expressing can shorten distance between students and teachers. It helps students trust the teachers. This is a good relationship, helping reaching the idea of freedom education. The third student is Ring. She told me that I was a student who fell behind others when I was in high school. However, I was afraid of asking teachers for help. I'm afraid that they would criticize me because I could not understand the content of classes quickly. Gradually, I fall far behind others. I admit that I did a math in high school. Based on Ring's experience, we will suggest teachers to give a hand to students who fall behind in the class. High school is different from primary school and middle school. Students encounter more competitive classmates and harder education content because they should prepare for university life. Under such competitive environment, some students are unable to catch the pace of teachers and other classmates. They cannot understand a lot of content taught during the class quickly. They would fall behind other students. As long as they cannot understand the first class, they will definitely cannot understand the second, third, fourth classes. In this way, their grade will be a nightmare. Therefore, teachers should give a hand to those students who fall behind. They also have responsibility to help those students. Sometimes students are afraid of asking teachers for help because they are afraid of criticism from teachers. Teachers should understand it and actively give a hand to those students. They can invite students who fall behind and one by one to office and take advantage of a few minutes after class to retell the main points of class today to them and analyzing problems together with students to tell them what they should do, what they can do in order to do better, to achieve better in the class. This is a way to boost the relationship between students and teachers. Students can feel warmth from teachers' help. They will respect teachers and work hard. This is a double win choice. The fourth student is me. I said, I hope that teachers are able to bravely admit their mistakes. Sometimes they are not brave enough to admit their mistakes. I think that everyone would make mistakes. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you should admit it. Based on my experience, I suggest that teachers should admit mistakes they made. I heard a story that not only children are mirrors of parents, but also students are mirrors of teachers. When a student becomes a teacher in the future, he or she would take advantage of education methods of his or her teachers. Therefore, teachers should set a good example for every student. In high school, a lot of teachers have long credentials. Sometimes, when they made mistakes, they would not say sorry or admit their mistakes to make themselves embarrassed. This action sets a bad example for students. Students will wonder that why teachers don't need to be responsible for their mistakes. This is not fair. Students will imitate their teachers' behavior because they follow teachers' instruction, including bad behaviors. It's not good for student and relationship between students and teachers. Hence, I hope teachers can bravely admit mistakes they made, setting a good example for students. About suggestion 5 about last suggestion, we suggest that teachers should not judge a student in public. Sometimes, when teachers are not satisfied with the student's score or are annoyed by a student, they may judge that student in the class. They may describe that student as a troublemaker, a student that no one likes, something like that. Sometimes it will hurt that student. Based on teacher's judge, other students may consider that student as troublemaker too and stay away from he or she too. This is contradictory to the idea of freedom education. Therefore, teachers should carefully control their temper on the class and do not easily judge a student in public. In contrast, they should encourage students more, using polite and peaceful language to encourage them rather than criticizing and judging. Polite language is like magic. It will make everyone comfortable. High school period is one of most important period of students. High school teaching is also a challenging job. Therefore, actions needs to be done in order to improve relationship between students and teachers, also for achieving idea of freedom education. I list 5 suggestions, and I hope that teachers can accept and take advantage of my 5 suggestions in order to make class better. This is my presentation. Thank you.